Welcome, football fans and USFL fans alike, to episode 7 of the USFL Authority. As always, we are your hosts. I'm Ace. That's Webb. We're here to bring you the news. And up first is the news. Webb, what's our news?
Camp started about 7 days ago. The players started arriving into their locations, and we've seen every step of the way from the time they walk through the front door to meeting general managers, meeting their coaches, meetings, agility tests, practice. We've seen every single what they're doing in the locker room. One of my favorite ones was on the social media was when they picked who was going to win the NCAA March Madness. I'm big into that.
Those were cool.
Yeah, and the variety that came out. Some had no idea what was going on. They like picked schools that went
weren't
to
even in.
Yeah, that aren't in. But social media has been great. Seeing the practice, connecting with the players, the teams connecting with the fans. Hopefully, it picks up some fans from the other leagues or people just finding out about the USFL. So I just hope it grows from here, and training camp's here, and it took the level of the excitement from last week that we had and multiplied it probably by 10. So I'm up here now.
That was the most okay. So I think it's hilarious because for everybody listening, we just ran through the entire show without realizing that we weren't recording.
Yeah.
So Webb is like going through the same thing that we just did, and he's saying it's the most monotone thing ever. And you're like, it multiplied it by about 10. So I'm about like here. And I just think that's hilarious, dude. That you're like, camp is here. It's amazing. Everybody's excited.
Well, I really think it's because you said you heard an echo in my mic, so like I turned it down. So I think
you're trying not to like talk too loud.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get the echo back. So I'm like,
that's awesome.
This is what's going on. So but yeah,
you could be a great like NPR host.
Yeah, I got a face for radio, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, don't talk about my best friend like that. All right, so yes, we have the hubs. We have the coverage of the hubs, the social media. Each hub has 2 people covering social medias. So each team has a person with them every single day, which is so cool because last season there was one person, Alyssa Klosterman, putting in the absolute work, giving it the business last season. And I'm glad that now there are 7 other people that are helping with social media and giving us all the content. I mean, I have notifications on for it and my phone's blowing up. Yeah. So it's super cool. But there's also the fact that I have a helmet up here, and this week you got a helmet over there for the Pittsburgh fans.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well, I'm super excited to finally see black and gold together and actually on the heads of players. The uniforms, obviously, the practice uniforms are black and white right now, but it feels Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like the team actually fits. And seeing on social media, actually, you start to see they're picking up a little bit of traction with people commenting ever since the players started to leak out that the helmets. They're showing their lockers and with the practice jersey and the helmets and everything, and like that started to leak out, and that started to pick up some momentum. And I'm super excited. I give their helmet a B+ right now because who they're going against probably had an A. So, but.
Showboats.
Yeah, the showboats knocked it off. It wasn't shiny. It was what's that paint called?
Matte.
Matte. Right. I was
MATTE.
Yeah, I was gonna be French. It was gonna be Matte.
It's Matte.
But I just feel like they knocked it out of the park, so the Maulers don't stand out. And also, like, to be fair, Coach Tomlinson has had the Maulers helmet on his profile picture since.
Is he really?
Since like the colors kind of dropped, or like right around the draft time.
Okay.
So like it's been out for a month, so I guess it didn't bring a like if you follow us every day like we do, it's I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Thought it was old news because when Ray Horton, Coach Ray came in, they immediately put a picture and he was holding the helmet like this. They did. It's kind of a weird photo. He's like,
yeah.
But like, he's a very nice guy, obviously.
Yeah, great guy.
But the fact that they already had it out on the actual USFL website and now they did this big helmet release, I was kind of surprised because I saw the Showboats one first. I was like, neat. I was right. The stripe on the helmet, it looked sick. They also kind of leaked that one on the website because they put out, the vintage looking sweatshirts and stuff that have the helmet. And they put the Showboats helmet on there, but it was an old Riddell looking helmet. So you thought, okay, maybe that's not it, but it was 100%. So I was excited when I saw that. And then I saw the maulers and I was like, wait, we already know that one. We're just waiting for the uniforms, which if you're watching this, the uniforms are already out.
Well, just around, there's sometime on
tomorrow
Thursday,
morning. Yeah. It is Wednesday night. We are shooting this right now. So we do not know how the uniforms look.
Yeah.
Could go either way.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the news.
I think it's just the maulers too. I don't.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I did not see anything about the Showboats. So it's just the maulers. They're putting the Showboats off till next week, Friday. I don't know.
I guess slow roll it, bury the lead. Whatever.
I guess. We're 3 weeks away now. We're 3 Saturdays away. We got to see what these guys look like.
That's wild. All right.
You ready to tell the truth?
I'm ready to tell some truth, brother.
All right.
I think I'm entitled. You want answers. I want the truth.
All right. 2 truths and no lies. So I went off a couple weeks ago and I said that I do not like lies. So what did I do? I made a segment about truths. So Webb and I are going to ask each other 2 questions and we have to be brutally honest. We can't give cookie cutter answers, play the nice guy like we do on Twitter. We got to just give our actual opinion. So my first truth, Webb, for the second time tonight, which Hub social media team do you think is doing the best job?
Well, it's Memphis and Canton. I just feel like Alyssa's done a great job in Memphis with your team. And this is no disrespect to your team, but your team doesn't have the Chris Odoms and the Donald Paynes coming back. A lot of these teams, like the Stallions, have
the Bo Scarborough,
the whole Scooby, Shark, and even the Maulers who went 1-9 have Boogie. You know what I mean? Like they've got familiar faces. Reggie up in Michigan, Cookus, obviously. I guess the Showboats would be in the same boat. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
They would be in the same class as you because their biggest names and characters aren't coming back. So I think Memphis has really done the best, and obviously I love everything that's coming out of Canton. Well, half of Canton, but
half of Canton. Yes. The only thing with the Canton Hub, man, my man Chris Platt is up there. Baylor alum. Love that dude. He was my first solo interview ever when he was drafted by the Generals last season. He got hurt, didn't make it to the season, but I'm super excited about him. I've seen one photo, so step that up. But I think they're doing a great job. But I have to give a shout out to the Birmingham Hub, our man Keegan, who is by far the most outspoken on social media about his job and who he is. They have been doing a bang up job over there in Birmingham. They're using Adobe Premiere. They're going onto the computer. They're editing together videos. They're doing a killer job, and I absolutely love it. So
definitely.
Good job, Keegan. Good job, Birmingham. Wanted to give you guys that nod. All right, Webb, hit me with the truth.
All right, my truth is Carson Strong was signed this past week. I want to know what you feel his effect will be on the Panthers quarterback battle.
Yes, so he's probably, the second biggest news of the week behind training camp actually starting, and then I want to put helmets behind that because we kind of already knew him. Carson Strong was signed. It was big news, and he's a great quarterback. You mentioned it earlier. He put up almost 10,000 yards at Nevada. He's a killer. He got knocked in the NFL a little bit because Nevada's not a huge school, but he quite possibly could have some of the best arm talent in the league. Do I think that puts him as a starter? No, I do not. I think that Josh Love has been working with this playbook since the end of last season. He's been working with his receivers in the offseason. He's become best friends with Eric Marty, the offensive coordinator. I think it takes a lot to knock him off his throne. I don't think Carson Strong won't do it. I think he won't do it by week 1. So I think if the Gamblers come out and absolutely just steamroll the Panthers, we might see Carson Strong, but not until then.
Fair enough. I think he might be the best free agent signing quarterback of the entire offseason. I know I hung my hat on Pro Cop last week, but that was against MBT
True
only.
Cop. You can't even get his name right.
That's my accent. But Strong, I think Strong has great arm talent. I think he was very effective 3-year starter at Nevada, which is, FBS. Like you said, almost 10,000 yards, 74 touchdowns, and only 19 interceptions, which I don't care what league you're playing. It's absolutely wild. So I think he ends up being the starter by the end of the year. Is it week 1? Probably not.
Probably not.
Because Josh Love was there last year and Marty stayed. So the offense is going to be the only thing that's going to be kind of similar from the Panthers. And I feel like Love's got a leg up there, and Barrier does too. Barrier is pretty talented. So I say about week 4, he'll be the starter.
Okay. All right. KB, write that down for us, please. Week 4. Webb put his other shot up. All right. So my truth number 2 for you is, do you think that the league should give more info? So I'm talking about the updates that we get. They say they changed free agent signing to activated to active roster or elevated to active roster. They changed released or, left of own volition to added to suspended. It's confusing and they're not explaining it. Do you think that they should give more info and more explanation behind it?
I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here. The football nerd inside me, the guy that loved football before I did this every single day. We talk USFL 365 days of the year.
It is crazy.
Like we probably know the league better than some of the guys in the front offices of Fox Sports that are running this league. Like
I will challenge Daryl Johnston to a USFL trivia on the modern USFL. Like, he might know the 80s better than I do. I don't know. But to the modern USFL, I challenge you, Daryl. Moose, take me on. Let's see. He might win. Honestly, that dude's very knowledgeable. But still, the fact that I'm confident to do that.
Yeah. So the league, as the football nerd, yes, I love every last detail. I want to know every story. Like, I don't want to wait for the Jeff Pearlman book to come out to hear the stories.
Hey,
I want to hear it right now. But the guy that covers this league every single day, I don't want to hear about it because I want the league to sustain. And I don't want to end up like a league that's kind of taking place right now where quarterbacks are giving away playbooks and that story is getting leaked out and all that. So
it comes out later that it's not true and they're threatening to sue 16-year-old kids. And this
vague is okay. And that's
vague is okay right now.
Yeah.
As someone who wants this league to survive, I'll give that to you. Okay. Give me your truth number 2, sir.
All right. So we've talked to death that social media has kind of elevated its game.
We're gonna keep talking about it, brother.
Yeah, because it's great. It's great. It's connecting us with the team, even though we're not talking to the players at the time. We're seeing guys like Savion Williams that I've never seen actually outside of a highlight tape from Florida A&M. I'm seeing him compete, and I'm seeing his personality come out, and it's awesome. But so who's your biggest character so far, the personality from the social media?
So I will say that of the players, of the people actually being covered, Darius Victor is A1 MVP of the league right now. He is, in all the videos, he's repping the thick thighs, save lives. He's leaning into it. He's having thigh competitions with other players to see who's bigger. He's doing the stuff that, people enjoy seeing. He's being a character. He's then going on social media and he's interacting with the people who are liking, commenting, and retweeting. It's an absolute win for the league. That's exactly what you want to see from your players. Now, who is my biggest character? GM Robert Morris. Coach Bob of the Houston Gamblers is posting as much as the Gamblers social team, as Alyssa Klosterman. He's even, interacting with her, calling her out on on Twitter and stuff. I love it. He's just leaning into it. This is a man who's, he asked me, if we do an interview, I don't want to do that Discord thing. I don't know how it works. He's not super tech savvy. Cool. You don't have to be when you know football the way that man does. But he is posting videos. He's narrating them when he's doing it. He's just a fun guy. He's making people root for a team that has probably the least following right now, which sucks. But hey, That's who we are. And until something happens, I'm going to keep rooting for this team, and I'm going to keep rooting for Coach Bob and his fun videos.
Yeah, Bob's been great. One of the best was when he met up one of the players. You probably remember who the player was.
Kalen Tolson.
Yeah, and the camera panned around him, and Bob's shaking his hand, and
he's like squeezing his bicep. He goes, "Oh my gosh, you've been working out," which is hilarious because Kalen is cut from stone. That dude is so jacked.
So I'll give you Coach Bob for that one. With the Maulers, it definitely has been Boogie and Dale Warren. Boogie obviously has been the face of the league in some way, the personality of what this league can do. Going to school, obviously getting his master's last year. And then Dale Warren is just wild, crazy, and we'll be on Hammer Time next week. He will join me, so that should be a fun show. But another
y'all make sure to tune in. It's gonna get weird on Hammer Time. He's gonna say some off the wall stuff. I'll guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to edit it before we go. But
yeah, some bleeps and stuff.
Yeah, Bo Scarborough's been highlighted quite a bit. The only thing about the Stallions thing is there's a lot of posts about repeating.
They're like repeat.
Yeah, and Skip's waving and all that kind of stuff. And then Derek Jones with the wave is pretty cool. But I think
doing Zumba all the time.
As I said earlier in the show, the best thing is that these fans are connecting with these players at a higher level than they were last year. It's not just them walking on the field to not Legion Field, Protective
Stadium.
Yeah. It's not them walking onto the field and, talking a little trash to the camera and keep going on. It's actually like they get to see them from meetings to huddles to one of them was Malcolm Howard of the Maulers. He had a bad day in practice, and he was breaking down the huddle, and he called out one of the new guys, Jerome Brown. He was like, "Man, I was in my head today, and you took me out of it." And that's an offensive lineman talking to a linebacker. So it just seeing those relationships being built, and Jerome Brown's a brand new player. So he's only known Malcolm Howard for, I don't know, 6 days tops.
6 days,
maybe a group text, but he really has only seen him for 6 days, and just being able to see the fans are able to see how the team is being formed, and I just think it's amazing. But all right,
we will touch on that more. Don't you worry. Yeah. But
you ready to die or ride?
It is time for ride or die. I'm feeling a ride, brother. Boom, boom.
Here we go. Let's go.
Let's do it. Love it. It almost sounds like Detroit Rock City by Kiss, but not enough that we get copyrighted. All right, so ride or die. Webb and I each pick one thing that we ride with this week that we liked, one thing that we die on this week that we did not like. My ride, the hub coverage. Let's beat it to death, my man. I love it, especially like you're saying that we get to see relationships form. We get to see, teams come together, and I am all for it. Last year, it was Alyssa Klosterman being an absolute hero, covering all 8 teams, which is insane to me. And this year, there's 8 people covering 4 hubs, and I love it. I just love seeing it. Every time the Gamblers, you just hear a coach go to break it down. He's like, "Give me 1, give me 2, give me 3." And they just get lit. I'm at work doing a mundane job, sitting in my office, just very quiet and just getting lit by myself. Just being like, let's go, let's go. Oh, it makes me miss football. I still dream about it, and it only makes me miss it more. So I love the social media coverage that the league is doing.
Yeah, you're knocking it out of the park with that. All your examples. I feel like we've said it 20 different times in 20 different ways, but the hub coverage has been A+, and it just proves that year 2 is only going to be better than year 1, which will lead to year 3. So,
and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, and our wives are going to deal with this forever.
The game plan is being executed well right now at this point. So as long as we continue that way, the hub coverage has been spot on. All right, my ride. Ready?
Yeah.
I know I talk about this all the time.
Dude, but you are beating everything to death with your ride and I. So go ahead, my man. Get it.
All right, let me clear my voice.
Get ready for this.
I am super happy that the term revenge tour has
to the moon
been a part of the USFL lexicon and the community, and that it was first said on Hammer Time. Boogie Roberts came on first week in January. I pulled it up. It was on my show this week. I showed the highlights. He said this year is going to be the revenge tour for the Maulers. And I love the fact that everyone's catching on and everyone's respecting that. I'm talking about the fans and the community, the USFL community, except the social media that we've been applauding.
They have not touched it for the Maulers.
They have not touched it for the Maulers, but they've used it now twice for the Stars, and they've used it once for the Breakers. And it drives me crazy because that's Boogie's and that's their mentality this year. I think you came up with making waves when we did hashtag creator for the Breakers. Like that would fit way better, especially with Derek Jones just, going.
He's doing it all the time.
Yeah. So like, why don't we do this?
Yes. I will say that the social media team hasn't specifically written it out, but Boogie has said revenge tour in multiple videos.
Yeah.
So it is there on their socials. Yeah.
It's on theirs, but the Breakers and the Stars have already used the term, the text of revenge tour, and this is supposed to be my ride. I love the fact that it's sticking for the Maulers. So, and he's always saying it. I think he said it 3 times in videos this week. So
heck yeah, he has. He even went and he commented under the Breakers one, and he was like, "Y'all got to be messing with me at this point." I even messaged Keegan. I was asking him about something else, and I was like, "Hey, also, you got to get that revenge tour thing under control." It's just funny to me, dude, because I think he posted that, but I think it's great. It's become basically your tertiary hashtag between Drop the Hammer, Hammer Time, and now it's Revenge Tour. You say lexicon, I'm gonna drop tertiary. We're using the grammars up in here. We're educated. So what's up? All right, my die. Yeah, I'm ready. Here, let me grab my soapbox. Let me put it over here and talk about RJ Young's garbage fire of an article.
Me and David Ortiz are going to watch you. Okay.
Dude, RJ Young, you say that you're a USFL analyst. You show a surface level knowledge of the league in this article. I understand that they probably told you, hey, we want an article super quick. You busted one out, but it's lazy. There are multiple players in there that are newcomers to watch that were in the league last year. Jalen McCleskey played 5 games. He had a touchdown, for gosh sakes, in the season 1. Terry Wilson was QB2 when Clayton Thorson got hurt and had to step down. Terry Wilson was in there for half the season as QB2 behind Kenji Bahar, and you have him as a newcomer to watch. Then when you have other newcomers to watch, you only list not just Power 5 players, but Big 12 specifically with some SEC West. It's just like, come on, dude. There are guys from D2 schools. There are 2 guys who played in Canada in university. Like there's all these interesting free agent signings, and you're just naming the guys that you look through the list and recognize their names. Do some research. Have someone do research for you. We're not getting paid. We do better research. I'll do it for you, RJ. I'll come out there. I'll do it for you. Like, I just want to see a little bit better in this article, because that was just upsetting to read that maybe someone's interested in the USFL and they went and read that article and they really didn't learn anything. And then the fact that the biggest name to get signed, my man Webb over here, I've heard him say it many and many times. I said he's beating things to death. He's also been beating this to death behind closed doors. Reuben Foster. You didn't even mention the man.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a bad article. I'm upset. I saw a bunch of people ripping it up online, but I had to get on my soapbox. I'm gonna move it now. Out of the way. It's a small office. I don't have a lot of room. Man, come on.
Well, I told you that when I read that article, the Stallions were on the top. I read it. He listed off every single Stallion that ever made some kind of headline this past season, and then listed off a few. And I was like, all right, he's doing the Stallions. It's just like their social media. Repeat. We're just gonna beat the horse to death, right?
Yeah. New players to watch, or no, they're like returners to watch. Could be right. Jamar Smith, Bo Scarborough.
Yeah.
Of course.
Surprise. So I scrolled down to the Maulers. And I see McCleskey, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Another thing is his returning players for the Maulers was Boogie, which I'm not saying they're not going to have great seasons, but like, take a risk. Like, you are the only legit content. Not that we're not legit, but the
official content.
Yeah, that USFL fans are getting. RJ, you gotta be better than this. And like, the thing is, it's not the first time, because as we discussed before, the Jeff Fisher thing with Daryl Johnston, and
he didn't know that Jeff Fisher was gone.
Mike Nolan, and then he listed Mike Nolan as an offensive coach, and Daryl Johnston had to correct him and say, no, actually he was a defensive coach. So that means he doesn't know Mike Nolan. Which, Mike Nolan was a name that, if you were alive, like really paying attention in 2000 to 2010 or 2012, whenever he coached, you knew Mike Nolan, because he was the only coach that dressed up in a suit. Like, that, it was easy to remember Mike Nolan. So I just feel like, RJ, you just got to do a little bit better and stop talking about the Big 12. I know you love the Big 12. I know KB loves our executive producer, KB, in the background.
Loves the Big 12. I love the Big 12, but like, it's all he talks about. It's his bias in his college football coverage, and now it's showing in his USFL coverage.
What's he going to do when Oklahoma and Texas leave?
Oh my gosh! Apparently, he's only going to talk about the SEC. But I digress. Yeah, I already moved the soapbox.
That's another show. All right.
What is your die, my man?
Yeah, this you're going to roll your eyes again, because I do repeat myself quite a bit. So the weekend differences. I don't understand what was going on. So social media, they showed the agility test, guys doing sprints, Boogie jumping on the scale, right? Like, really, really cool stuff. The only team that was able to throw the ball around apparently this weekend, or that the fact that the social media finally recorded, the only team was Case Cook's team. Get out of here, man. Like, there's no way that Terry Wilson did not throw a ball or want to throw a ball to Teo Redding or Kenji Bahar. There's no way that Troy Williams did not want to throw a ball to Trey Walker, who he grew up with and went to high school with. There's no way. And you're going to tell me there were no balls around? Come on, man. Like, something's fishy there, that the fact that 7 other teams did not do it. We didn't see one throw, toss, nothing. We saw meetings. We saw your quarterbacks. They were the only ones that were like, they were all sitting there in meetings with
with Eric Price. I love that, Price. Dude.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is cool. I know for a fact that the Maulers basically installed a lot of their basics and of their offense and their defense that weekend, because they could not practice. I want to know why the league promotes 7 other teams of doing the same thing, and then the Stars get to do their own thing. And I know the reason why, because Cook is the glory boy.
He's the bell cow. Yeah. He's the bell cow.
He's that guy, but like, you could have got someone else to throw a ball to. Josh Love, right? He's been working Eric Marty's system. He's been hanging out with
Johnson.
Yeah, DeAndre Johnson.
Show off his arm. He's been working on it, right?
Yeah. Or we signed in your guys' opinion, MBT, right? MBT is the biggest free agent signing on the offensive side of the ball for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Why aren't we promoting him? Why aren't we promoting him? Because week 1's coming quick, and you want to connect him with more fans too. Like, I just feel like it's very fishy that the one team with the glorious Cookus got to promote their throwing around and doing different things than the rest of the league.
Okay, what I think happened is that the social media people up in the Michigan hub were told by their bosses, hey, we got to promote the crap out of Case Cookus. You got to put Cookus. I want him as a household name. I want everybody to see Case Cookus on their timeline. And then at the end of the day one, maybe Case Cookus was like, oh, hey, do you want to throw a ball? And the social media people said, hey, we want to video you. And then some other players were like, oh, we'll stay out here. I bet it was just an organic, weird thing. And you are getting all tinfoil USFL hat about it.
No, there's no way. Like, you're telling me MBT did not throw a ball, and you're telling
I'm sure he did. No, I'm sure they did.
Or Terry Wilson did not throw a ball, or that the social media team in Memphis, which we both ranked as the top, did not go, you know what?
You know why they're the top? Because they knew the rules, and they knew that people like you would freak out if they posted a video of them throwing a ball.
I find that hard to believe that the social media, Caleb, right? His name's Caleb in New Orleans or Birmingham.
Oh, Keegan.
I'm sorry, Keegan. He didn't know the rules. I would be absolutely shocked if he knew the rules.
If he knew the rules,
and he should have promoted MPT at that time. Yeah. Or Jamar. Jamar was the ball-headed assassin, the championship quarterback.
He called himself a bald bandit.
A bald bandit.
Yeah.
Okay. So like
we've been saying bald assassins.
What's that?
We've been saying bald assassins. He said bald bandit. I was like, oh no. But whatever.
Maybe Bobby Holly was.
Bobby Holly likes assassins.
And then
watch more.
Jamar was the bandit, and it's basically assassins and bandits. But
yeah.
Or he couldn't use the word bandit last year because
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yeah. But yes,
I just feel like it just was very weird that you're telling me all these creators of content to not think, you know what? I'll get MBT in front of a camera, and this will be a lot better than guys stretching and doing sprints and at meetings.
I don't know, man. I saw some really good stretching videos, so maybe I'm just a bigger fan of calisthenics than you. Whatever. All right.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right. So you ready to get blindsided?
Yeah. What is it?
Yes, sir. All right. Brian Webster. Tomorrow, your uniforms drop.
Yep.
We have not seen them yet.
Yep.
By the time this comes out, everybody else will have. So I want to hear your absolute honest opinion. What do you think they'll be? Do you think they'll be knocked out of the park? A1, everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, I want to be a Maulers fan just because of this uniform. Or do you think they're going to come out and it's going to be a swing and a miss and it's just going to be a bad uniform?
All right, so Pittsburgh is yellow and black for every sports team, right? Penguins, Pirates, black and gold, right? Whatever. Sorry, it was a song. I can't get out of my head.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
But so the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, I think they're called the Riverhounds, are all yellow and black and gold. The soccer team, they're in the USL.
Oh.
I just feel like it's just going to be black and gold. Like it's not one of those color combinations that you can really make pop, and black kind of will dominate, I'm guessing. And I think it'll be like a B+ uniform. I don't think it'll be the worst in the league. But I don't think it's going to be as good as its uniform twin, the Showboats. I just don't think so. That combination pops a little bit more, while black and gold, and black's kind of, you know what I mean? Like I agree. I love that it fits the city. Obviously, black and gold, the Maulers needed to be black and gold. But I just don't think you can do many designs, especially like if you think about the Steelers with the bumblebee design. Like that
was trash.
It's like you can't really do much with black and gold without it looking pretty bad. Weird. Black's got to dominate, gold's got to highlight.
I don't know. I think I could do something cool. You see my graphics. You see me put it down in Canva.
You can do. Like with all due respect, no, I'm saying with black and gold, you put the yellow on the shoulders pads and the black. I
think you could do cooler.
What's that?
I think you could do cooler. You could do cooler. I'm not going to do it.
In the next 24 hours, can someone please tweet at one of us their
mock-up of what they want it to look like?
Yeah, do alternate uniforms for all of them, and we'll announce a winner. I don't know what they're going to get, but we'll announce something. I know there's a bunch of fans out there. I think there are a lot of fans that are out there that do the mock-ups and all that, and a lot of them are pretty cool. A lot of them are breakers related because the color works a little bit better. But it'd be cool to see. So
yeah. But you know what? We don't know what we'll do if you win that, but we do know what we'll do if you win our 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So we are working on our YouTube right now. We want to get our reach further. We want more people seeing USFL content and following the teams. I desperately need more people following the Gamblers. So what we are doing to promote subscriptions is once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we are giving away to a random person in our subscribers a signed Kevontae Turpin USFL MVP Cowboys jersey, a number 9. I got it here at the house. It has the JSA certification. If you win, you get a signed Cavante Turpin Cowboys jersey. He was the USFL MVP. All you got to do is subscribe to our channel. Then turn on the notifications so every time we drop a show, you get to come see our made-for-radio faces. What is up?
Well, we're about halfway there, so it's closing fast.
We are. Wow, we have been getting, and it's great. We do this for you guys. We do this because we want you guys to watch. We want you to follow the league. We want you to give us feedback. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, all that good stuff. So
yeah, we got a lot of big plans for the season. So you're going.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You're on your way to Memphis, right?
I am on my way to Memphis. I'll send y'all pictures. Maybe I'll do some shorts and stuff. I'm definitely going to go live when I'm there. So get ready for that.
Oh,
but yeah, I'm excited to go see all the guys that I've only talked to the same as I've talked to you, Webb, behind a camera. I'm excited to go meet all the players, all these guys that I've spent so much time learning about them, watching their tape, now watching them at camp, and I cannot wait to go just dap them up and say, what's up? Very excited.
When you talk to Rutledge, just tell him Gata. That's all you need to do. Just tell him
Gata? Is that Georgia Southern?
Yeah. Get after that.
Beep.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was talking to him today. I'm very excited to go see him. So
yeah,
super cool. All right. So hit that
7.
subscribe button. Link. What was it?
Click. Bell. Boom.
Click bell. Boom. Click that subscribe button. Ring that bell. Boom. You are entered into our giveaway, and you get to watch the best USFL content that there is to offer. So link, click bell. Boom. This has been the USFL Authority, episode 7. Play us out, KB.